thank you so much for accepting this interview today. I'd like to ask you a few questions about you working in Europa Network.
Okay.
The first question is, how long have you been working here?
I've been with Europa for about 3.5 years now. I started off in sales, and little by little I've worked up the corporate ladder.
And how long did it take you to get from just being a salesman, to going up to being the manager of the sales department?
I would say my job changed from beginning to learning how things work, and over time it's changed and gradually responsibilities have increased, and so on, and looking after a team.
Okay, what's your opinion about delegation? Delegating your work to the workers?
It's difficult to do. Delegation is very hard because it's trusting in your team that somebody's going to do a job as well as you would do it yourself, and there's nothing quite the same. But yes, you can delegate. It's giving people tasks according to their abilities and recognising perhaps the skills that a particular person has got to give them those jobs to do.
Okay, and can you think of a specific occasion where you've had to delegate something and it's either been really effective or it hasn't worked out?
For example, just with we're a large telecoms company and we receive a lot of emails every day. Just assigning somebody to look after those emails frees up my time then to be able to work with the team on different issues.
Okay. As a manager, one of your jobs is to provide direction and leadership. And how do you do this?
Again, it comes back to recognising personality traits and seeing what a particular person is good at and using that basically to serve the rest of the team. So you're particularly good at one thing, well, you can look after that, giving people the responsibilities that they're able to work with.
And what kind of relationship do you have with the people that you have to delegate and lead?
Generally a good relationship.
Okay, and Sharon, when you've entered a new workplace in the past as a manager or just as a supervisor, describe how you've gone about meeting and developing the relationships with your co-workers.
Okay, coming into any new job is difficult. I think the first thing is to come in quite softly, get to know your team, get to know the different personalities, find out what people's abilities are, get to know the characters as well, because in any large company you've got different sorts of characters, some get on, some don't, and be able to show that you can do the job that you're asking these people to do as well.
And what are the various ways that the employees communicate with one another to carry out their work? Or for example, how would you communicate with the rest of the team?
Primarily it's verbal. Everything needs to be discussed. People have ideas and it's sit down and talk. Secondly, there's email, which then backs up the verbal conversation, or if somebody's away from the office, for example, and you need them to know what's going on, then an email is a great thing. You can also refer back to it then, which verbal you can't so much. And we use a system in our office called Spark, which is like an internal messenger for your quick messages to say that there's somebody on the phone for you.
Like more of an informal...
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
How do you motivate your employees?
Can I say with chocolate? No.
Can I say with chocolate?
Basically, by providing a good working environment, it's being part of a team, it's coming into work with a positive attitude, it's a little bit of a leave your problems at the door. When you've got a large team, everyone has issues in their private lives, and if they bring those into work, it's to try and help them through it. But as a manager, you really need to leave that at the door, because your attitude and your if you come into the workplace in the morning because you've had a bad night, that's going to rub off on the rest of your team.
Okay, and the last question, could you tell me about any past critical situations in which you've had to make an immediate decision, maybe without having facts in front of you?
Yeah, we get customers perhaps visiting us in the office, and you're there in a customer-facing role. You need to be able to give them some answers, maybe say to them, I need to go away and check this and I'll come back to you with the information. It happens on the telephone a lot as well. You can't always fix a problem immediately, but there are ways and means of calming a customer down, for example, in an angry situation, and bringing it back to a normal level where you're able to resolve issues. We get it a lot with, we're very popular on Facebook and we've got a lot of followers, and that can happen at all different times of day and night that somebody will comment, and to stop it from going any further, you need to be able to go in with some sort of answer.
Okay, well thank you very much, Sharon.
Thank you.
Jason. Jason Derulo.
Get jazzy on.